Kelly Street was always a family place. For one, we never locked our doors. If you were late or couldn't pay your rent, you got a rent party thrown for you. And people would donate to help you pay your bills.
I'd go to their house and eat one day. They come to my house and eat another day. We played together up and down the streets every day. Our parents went to work together.
Older people were never isolated and alone. They were always taken care of.
If the kids did something on, let's say, Tiffany Street, Miss Jones on Tiffany Street was calling Miss Mabel on Kelly Street, and they would watch your child. It was very common for the other mothers to spank your kids too. You know, they would beat your kid's ass if they saw their kid doing something wrong. And then you would go home and tell, and you would get another one because that's just the way it was. It was a village.
A woman was crying at a stoplight, and then a homeless man walked up to her and said something that changed her entire life.
Now you can hear me. Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to Abby Do, Abby Don't. BlackLIFE is back, and we are so happy to have her back, and she has a special guest, and I'm so excited. I met this young man in person, and he was phenomenal. And he has a beautiful daughter that he adores and adorns over. Is that right? Adorns over? That's probably not the right way to say that. But I'm just happy you're here because we have some special stuff lined up for BlackLIFE. You know, she took a sabbatical for a while. Because she's been doing stuff in the community, and she just didn't have the time, unfortunately. But she's back. So BlackLIFE is in the building, And I'm just going to be adminning, and she'll bring on her special guest, and that's that.
Welcome back. Yes, that's right. I'm finally back. I gotta be careful with the glitches. With the glitches and
No,
the
you
mic
you have to mute yourself. You're
and the
gonna
camera.
because you're gonna use my mic. There you
Oh,
go.
okay.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, but it's taking over your camera. It's taking over your camera.
I'm about to get off because
Oh,
I'm
okay.
adminning.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna be in the
So-
back chilling.
One thing that we have all learned through our
Maybe I have to be on so they can hear you. Sorry.
Okay. So I'm cool. But I'm just saying I didn't want it to obstruct you. You know how my voice carries. And so you can mute your mic and
I'm
I'll be
adminning.
fine.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. You want to mute your mic? Okay. I can unmute myself. That's good. Mute yourself.
I don't hear you.
All right.
May I just say, before you get started and introduce your special guest, let me move this mic a little bit. Your
before I
voice
introduce-
carries.
It does.
It's okay.
You can leave
So-
this mic.
So before you start, can I just say, Mastermind is in the house. Mastermind was my day one, so I'm very happy to see him here. Evangelist Johnson, he is very special to me,
To you?
to us.
Okay.
To us and to so many people. So I'm glad to see him in the house. John Kemper is here. I mean, everybody's special to us,
That's right.
right? But Mastermind, we know you personally. Evangelist Johnson, we know you personally.
Oh man, Barker.
Old man Barker is here.
Hi, John. Thank you. I
And-
appreciate you guys for popping in.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm
can
gonna
I
move.
let
Yep.
you can
go-
leave?
go
You
ahead.
can actually leave it over there because
Okay.
you know they
Cause
can
you
still hear me.
cause you a big mouth.
I am. I
Nothing
am
wrong with
but
that.
I
Nothing wrong
am.
with that.
I'm from Abbeville, so I'm sorry. I just project my voice and confidence loudly.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's all good. But anyways, I'm glad to have everyone back here and an opportunity to revamp BlackLIFE. And I know it's going to be a lot of confusion, a lot of blurriness, gray area. What is BlackLIFE? Well, it's about what is happening in our everyday life. Whether we're exploring our dreams, our passions, we're career searching, we found the career, and we're looking to elevate and connect. This is a platform that we're going to use. I don't know, it's kind of dragging.
Old man Barker said, "Welcome back."
I appreciate that. So we're going to use this platform to the best of our ability to connect and expand our BlackLIFE community. And we're going to start with a very special guest that is a young author. Man, I don't want to just give him one area. I want to allow him to introduce himself and to talk about his many talents and what he has to say, not only to his community, but other young men that are like him in the same predicament, or any young man that's curious on how to become a success step by step. So without further ado,
We'd like to welcome to the stage Jakobie Huntsberry.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Um,
Jakobie.
Again, my name is Jakobie Huntsberry. Honestly, I did not expect to be in front of people, leading them down the path that life puts out in front of us. I didn't expect it at all, but we can't, our plans don't always line up with God's plans.
I
So
hear you.
just being a willing vessel, and whatever I'm called to do, I'm gonna do it.
I
And
hear
that's
you.
how it
But
is.
let's just take it slow. Let's
Yes,
ease
ma'am.
on into our conversation
Right.
about what God has called you to do and what you're following your passions to accomplish. I want to start by asking, who are you? I know we introduced you by name, Mr. Jakobie Huntsberry, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But can you start by just telling our audience, who are you and what brings you here with us today?
I honestly didn't know who I was until I had my daughter. So I'm still learning who I am.
Oh,
What brings me in front of everybody today? Maybe 14 or 15 years ago, I started writing, and uh, I don't know. I felt like I didn't have the words to say that would make people want to listen. But things happened. 15 years later, I finally got that book published, and it's been just sitting on the back burner. I learned that when God has a plan for you, there's nothing you can do to get away from that. He will find a way to get you to get His word out, and that's what I'm doing right now, getting His word out.
so what you're saying is that you feel spiritually led
Absolutely,
on the path that you're at.
absolutely.
Mm.
And you know what, Jakobie, I'm gonna speak from personal experience. Sometimes along that path to follow your dreams, you run into some challenges, some
Mhm.
stumbles, things that you can't prepare for because it's
Right,
life. It's life in you, right?
correct.
So I want to know who or what is instrumental in your journey to help you handle those adversities. Like what gets you to say, because I know a lot of people that try to do stuff and they run into a challenge and they be like, nah man, I'm good, that's it. No. I tried. You know, what gives you the perseverance to continue, or who?
In no particular order, it all comes back to my daughter. Everything I do is for her. Um, the next thing, I have been running from God for so long. A lot of stuff started happening that I did not expect to happen, but that's His way of telling me I need to be following the path that He set for me. The third thing, uh, my minister Brandon Johnson, he was my role model before he became my minister, and everything I was going through, I thought I was going through by myself. It was only happening to me. Come to find out, he went through some of the same stuff. So the way I was looking at things, I thought it was only me going through it. He told me that he went through it. This is how I should look at it from another point of view. So it's a lot that is very instrumental in me being who I am today. And I hope to inspire and aspire some other young men to not wait 14 years like I did.
You know
We can
what?
get it sooner than later.
Yeah, but let me tell you what's the beauty of life. Just when you think you have shit figured out, excuse my language, when you have things figured out,
that's when life starts actually happening, right?
Right.
This is what I've learned, and I'm a little bit older than you. I don't want to give up the man. Forget that. I'm about to be 50, and I'm
Right.
celebrating. I'm celebrating.
Never be ashamed.
I'm not, because I love the fact that I'm a lifelong learner, and that I learn something significant every day from every age, from every being that I come across. You know what I'm saying? And when
Right.
you talk about Brandon, you said Brandon's your pastor?
My cousin and my pastor. Yeah.
Okay,
My,
so
my minister.
I've been knowing him for a while, right? And I saw the evolution of what he has become, instrumental. And so that pretty much brings me full circle around what Black Life is supposed to be about. It's about a platform to reconnect people. Like, you see how you and Brandon connected because
Right.
you guys had an opportunity to meet face to face, person to person, right?
Right.
But because we got a platform like this, we can reach other young men and individuals experiencing the same or similar things, or just need inspiration.
Absolutely.
So that's why I like this kind of platform. But I also want to encourage, people who might not realize what they have to offer to reconnect with their community, reconnect with an organization, reconnect with some like-minded individuals, because you never know who you're going to inspire, right?
Right.
And so that leads me into this next question. Do you have a mentor? I know you talked about Brandon. Aside from your relationship with him, or if that's your primary relationship, that's cool. But I want to know, do you have a mentor or a role model? And are you looking to become a mentor or a role model to someone else?
I do not have another mentor. I've always felt like for a long time, I felt like nobody could understand me. So I didn't talk to other people. And that was my downfall. I don't want anybody else to deal with what I went through. I don't want them to be scared to reach out, because men do cry. So,
As you should.
Of course.
right.
Men are human, and all humans have bodily normal reactions to things. I feel you.
And we get in our own way sometimes. I just want to stand in the gap for some people and let them know, hey, it's okay. It's okay to talk about what you're going through. I went through it. Let me show you what I did to navigate through that. Don't be so scared to, you're human.
Mm-hmm. You know what's the crazy thing?
As simple as that.
The crazy thing, Mr. Huntsberry, is that I'm also actively in the education system, which means I visit schools from elementary to high schools. You would be surprised, not a lot of kids have a direct connection to someone like you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Someone like Pastor Brandon. Not a lot of people. When I ask students who are 3 to 5 people that you feel safe to confide in, to help you when you need to make a decision, or just to be there for you, to celebrate, and you'll be surprised that these kids feel like they have no one. When in fact, there's people like you, like me, like Abby Do, like several people that's in our audience. You know what I'm saying? That will be watching this video. There's several people who have an hour or more to donate to connect to a kid that aspires to be whatever profession they are. You feel what I'm saying?
Correct.
So I'm gonna go ahead and ask you this. How do you plan to engage in the community?
I will say at first I had no plans to engage. I've engaged before, but I saw the way our community is going is going down. So I was like, okay, I'll just take care of my daughter. But that's me being selfish. I can't be selfish no more. I had no plans to actually engage, but now that I'm an author and a lot of what I would be saying is in the book, now I have a voice and I have to put a face behind that voice. So that's it.
I'm sorry. I can still hear you.
We're just
No,
having a
trying
little
to-
technical difficulty.
Yeah, we trying to keep it flowing on this back end. But I feel what you're saying.
it's
working.
usually when usually things start happening when you're doing the right thing, right?
Yeah, of course. But guess what I love? I thrive off of challenges and adversities. I like when
Right.
people tell me no. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
like the challenge of finding a way around or through that no. And when we reconnected on Mamba Mania, you know, that event we held that I held at Abbeville High.
Right.
My intentions is not, dead. You know what I'm saying? I love the opportunity to grow and to expand and to connect and to evolve into something that not only changes my people life, like immediate circle, but other people, right? That's my intention. And I believe you have the ability to do just that.
So can I just read real quick? It's on the screen. The War Within. That's the book you published. Um, it's a powerful memoir of healing, resilience, and redemption. Through raw honesty and emotional depth, the author takes readers on an intimate journey from the depths of trauma to the triumph of self discovery. A compelling story of inner battles and quiet strength. This book is a testament to the human spirit's ability to rise, rebuild, and reclaim peace. That's beautiful.
It is.
Damn, I couldn't have wrote that better myself.
It's multi-layered. I'm trying to get an idea of what inspired you. Like, what was the flip that said, you know what? I'm about to write a book and write something that's going to be impactful. I know sometimes we don't think about it being impactful, but it turns out to be. But I'm just saying that initial, what got you to start writing toward creating this?
Well, in 2010, I was thinking about publishing a book of poetry, but again, I felt like my words wouldn't reach the people I wanted it to reach in the way I wanted it to reach them. So I noticed a lot of things started happening, like a lot of I would say it used to be personal, but now that it's in the book, it's out there. So a lot of stuff was happening, and instead of leaving the thoughts in my head, I put them on paper. And I've always had a way with words, so I've been told. And I let my brother read it one day, and he told me I need to this needs to be read by other people.
Mm.
But again, life happened. I had my daughter, and I don't know. Life just happened. It was on the back burner, and then everything that started happening last year, it brought me back to getting this published. And when the publisher read the manuscript, he told me we needed to get it out now. I did not think it was. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I've
Beat.
heard is good enough to read in one day. So everything that I've gone through, I realize I'm not the only one going through this. Other people are going through something similar, and they can get along with it and think about, okay, maybe I didn't think about it that way. Maybe if I thought about it this way, I wouldn't be where I am now, or maybe I can better navigate what's going on. It's all about emotional intelligence. Men do not have
emotional intelligence. That's the word. Oh, we're gonna get into that. But before we do, I just want to say hello to Cowboy Kitty. It's so good to see you here. Rondo, peace, fam. And I just want to let everybody know that I've met his daughter, and I understand what he means when he says his daughter changed his life, because she is the most beautiful, adorable, cute, smart little human being.
All right. You can't say that in front of her. She gonna start believing you. We don't.
She believing in herself already.
Right.
Speaking of that, you know, being an author, one of the most important tools in your repertoire is words. I'm gonna give Abby
Oh no!
Wait, no, not right now.
Is Evangelist it's still in the house?
No, wait.
Evangelist Johnson,
We're gonna
help me out.
Wait, check this out. What we're gonna do is we're gonna play a segue into the next segment. We're gonna explore etymology. Have you heard of etymology? And if you didn't, it's cool. We can explore it together and talk about its importance, especially in your field, in your career field of words. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So before we go into, I'm going to give Abidul a moment to set it up.
I got the 2 words.
Hold up. I want to play, if you go into the videos, I want to play the first video. Because as a young community leader, which is who you are right now, or do you realize that?
Not at all. I did not. I don't even know how to accept that, but
you should. And this is my goal. My goal is to help equip. First, I need to inform people like yourself and others who've graduated high school, who've explored careers, who have instrumental experience to pour back in. Come on, man. You a community leader. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So what we finna do is explore an essential tool in your career field. You feel what I'm saying? Okay. But before we go in it,
this the video?
I want to play. That's the video.
Okay. And before I play the video, may I just say, Jakobie, I understand how you feel, because I'm gonna give you an experience of mine. I was an adult, but I didn't realize I was until my nephew was like asking me mentoring questions.
Mm-hmm.
And the thought in my head was, why the hell is he asking me?
Right.
And then the second thought was, wait, he thinks I'm an adult. Am I an adult? And that's when I came to the realization that, oh, I'm an adult.
Can I give y'all some enlightenment? If you ask me and Anybody that know me, I've been an adult. You feel me? I've been inquisitive. I've been action oriented. Action oriented.
I know you.
I don't like this delay in the mic, but I've always been a person who wanted to learn more.
Right.
I mean, I can remember that from being a little kid. If you tell me something and I don't agree, I'm trying to find out what's up, why. You feel me? So
Yes.
Okay.
that carried over into my career aspirations, my professional dreams, and so forth and so forth. Right? It was like that inquisitiveness
Okay.
that somebody connected me to what I was learning, to what I wanted to become, and what I could become. You feel what I'm saying?
So when did you know you were an adult?
Me?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
What age?
I'm going to tell you the truth, and I'm going to be very vulnerable. My mom was a teen mom. So there was moments where I thought I was making a mature decision about certain things.
More mature decisions than her.
I would never in life disrespect my mama. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My mama was a teen mom.
I wasn't trying to disrespect her.
No, I ain't saying you did.
Okay.
I'm saying
just making sure.
If I say something like that, that would sound like I'm being disrespectful to my mom. My mama gave me everything that she had to offer as a teen mom, but the most essential thing that she gave me was love. Love, confidence. You know what I'm saying? Those essential life skills.
Because nobody can mess with her baby.
You know what I mean? So what I'm trying to say is
he knows your mama, so that's why he's laughing.
He might know her. He young. He might not know her.
He might not.
Abbeville, we know everybody.
Exactly. And I want to say, and in this chat, we know everybody too. So I want to say hello to Sean.
So
it's good to see you here.
I love Sean.
And they can't wait. They can't wait to do. Look what they're talking about.
Wait,
to eat.
Jacoby,
look, they can't wait to talk about these words.
Etymology, right? So, Jacoby.
And Kill Your Egregores is here too.
As you glance into the chat room, you're gonna meet our community. Abby Dew with the Mouse Ears has been, doing a podcast for a year or so, or over a year, and she's developed a community of faithful, followers and family. And they're in our chat room right now, right? And so they love learning, they love expanding, they love politics, they love life. You know what I'm saying? And most importantly, they love each other.
Can I be respectful?
Yeah.
It's been with my co-host Nihilo Nordstrom. He's not here today. He said he tried to make it, but he was seeing his. He said, "Moo Moo." I ain't never heard nobody call their grandmother Moo Moo.
Hey, Jacoby, let me ask you, what do you call your grandparents?
Your grandma.
What name?
You said Moo Moo?
Yeah.
You say what?
I say Momo.
Momo.
No, he said Moo Moo.
Say it slow.
Momo.
Say it slow.
He's saying it. Moo Moo.
Not Moo Moo.
Say it again.
It's Momo.
Momo.
Oh, Momo.
That's what I said.
Oh, okay,
I'm from
okay.
Where you from? But we can educate people. Our friend Nahilo is from Canada. He calls his grandparents. I'm gonna let Abby do tell you.
He calls his grandma Moo Moo. And I said, huh?
She said Moo Moo.
What the hell is that? What's a Moo Moo? I said, I heard Momo.
That's what your Momo wear. A Moo Moo.
Look, he said that's what your Momo wearing.
A Moo Moo.
I love that.
Right? That was real right there. That's what your grandma wears. She wear a Moo Moo.
True.
She ain't a Moo Moo. What the hell?
You giving a telltale away, because once you see a lady start wearing Moo Moos, what that mean? She mature enough to know.
Right.
Well, we called our grandmother Medea, like Mother Dear, but you know, we in the South, Black, we cut that shit short. It ended up being Medea.
Wait a minute. Let me give you a little bit, Abby. This is what I love about people's opinions about what South means, because where Jakobie and I are from, we have a certain way of talking and certain things that have been passed down to us. Like Medea, Jakobie, have you ever heard anybody call their mama Medea?
I heard it on Tyler Perry
On Tyler Perry for the first time.
For
right?
real? That's what we call my grandma, Medea.
But guess what? About an hour away, because Baton Rouge, how far is Baton Rouge from Abbeville? An hour and a half, right?
Yeah. It depends on how fast you're driving.
How fast you drive and what route you take.
Right.
But what I'm trying to say is that distance is a lifetime of distance if you don't communicate with each other. You feel what I'm saying? Like she just said, she called her grandparents Medea. So
my grandmother.
Your grandmother. I'm just saying, your grandmother, Medea.
You don't call your granddaddy Medea.
My bad. Definitely my bad. What I'm trying to say is, what I want to explore with BlackLIFE is the astronomical differences between where you and I are from and Baton Rouge. Because there's a big, big difference from city to city. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's a big difference.
May I chime in for a minute?
Go ahead.
Because in the comments, okay, Rondo says I have a mom. Do people say mom? I've never heard that before. And I just
he said mom.
Look at it on your screen.
I mean mom. Kobe, you ever heard that?
I've only ever heard it from people in the Northeast.
Oh, really?
Like Pennsylvania.
I never heard of it.
And I wanna give it a shout out to Kill Your Egregores, because he gave a shout out to all of us.
What's up?
And unite. You know what? My co-host is in here, so I think it's Yonina. And I really apologize because I always butcher her name, and I don't know why.
I'm not even gonna try. Look, Kobe, I saw your face.
I think it's Yonina.
I saw your face trying to pronounce it. I looked at it and I was like, nah, don't even try it.
I met her like going to
call me Dove. That's what she said. She said in the comments. Call me Dove. Dove? A Dove. Dove.
She's it's
Yonina.
Okay, see? Yonina. That I fucks me up every time. I shouldn't be cussing. I'm sorry. Yonina.
We can have a swear jar.
Whatever.
For ourselves and guests. And it's gonna be $10. You feel me? Because we try to grow our platform so that we can share Black voices in our community. Jakobie.
Yeah.
My next question is going to come after this video. So Abby's going to show this video. Okay. Then I'm going to come back with a question for you.
Okay.
Excited that.
Because she keep texting, so.
No, that was me and Jakobie.
No.
Okay.
So this is Facebook. So
when we transition from videos
I always
to videos,
have to restart.
Maybe crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and mute.
But in the meantime, and twice.
Okay, twice.
will. Admin. Okay.
Sorry about that. Glitches. So you got to see the video? Jacoby?
Okay, I'm gonna try it again because somebody's trying to do my admin responsibilities for me.
My bad.
So we're gonna it's okay, so I gotta restart it. And if there's still no sound, let us
Let us know
know.
in the comments.
Right. It's only like 14 seconds. You
Oh, you hear it?
Mm-mm. No.
All right, so we'll go to the next one.
I
I'll
don't
play
know
that
why
one
it's
back.
doing that. Okay.
I'll play that
I'm
one
sorry,
back.
y'all.
Hold up, let me just talk about
Basically what he's saying is, I mean, I could restart it and just read it. Maybe I should do that. Just read it for him. Since we're having problems. Because it's just 14 seconds. I mean, I'm capable of reading what he's saying. Okay.
I hear something else in the background.
I hear it in my whatever. Here we go. So he's saying, I'm gonna read it to y'all. You got to be able to learn from people you disagree with. You got to be able to learn. Damn, that's fast.
That's it.
You know,
That's
I read
That's
slow.
Let's stop it right there.
Wait. Hold on.
Really, let's stop it right there.
Hold on. You got to be able to learn from people you disagree with. You got to be able to learn from people you don't like. You got to be able to learn how to learn from people. Damn, you read that's so fast.
Okay. Jacoby.
I'm a slow reader, y'all. I'm sorry.
Is Jacoby still there?
I'm still here.
Okay, so the video, and you can find it.
Slow reader.
It's fine. The video goes through social media over. I look for inspirational videos, right?
Okay.
And so this video, he was talking about how we can learn from people we don't like. We can learn from people we might not agree with. We can learn from people who might not like us, who we think they like us, but they might not like us, right?
And he also is saying, because I'm trying to read it now, you can also and you
You
can
got
learn
to-
from people that you have good relationships with. So
Right.
basically, you could
He's
just be a
saying you gotta
learner.
He's saying you got to be able to learn from people you disagree with. Can I ask you this question? Is there anybody in your life that have, I ain't gonna say caused, but in our minds, we could have an experience with people and we could feel like, man, that person caused this adversity. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
My question is, have you ever ran across someone who you thought was going to be an adversary? I'm sorry, an advocate, someone who supports you, or and they end up being somebody that created roadblocks for you. Have you ever ran into that kind of dilemma?
Yes, I have.
And how did you address it and persevere to get where you are right now? Because obviously you overcame it.
I bottled everything up until it exploded, which is not the way to do it. But I mean, I don't want to use this as a segue, but that's everything I went through with not just that person, but those two particular people. Everything got bottled up. It came out on paper.
I feel you.
Mm.
So it was actually like fuel.
It's like journaling.
What's your word that you would use to the adversity that you use to turn to a strength? Or do you have one?
Man, that's something I had never thought about.
You feel what I'm
Just one
saying?
word to describe how I overcame. Only 2 words I could say, but God.
I feel that.
That's all I can say.
Can I share mine?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Anybody that know me that's in the chats will tell you what my words are. Mamba mentality.
Hmm.
You want to know why? Because not only does it help you to face those adversities, like right now, my health, my finances, I got a couple of things on my checklist that's causing me anxiety and stress, right? But Mamba mentality addresses it all because it aims at you becoming the best version of yourself that you can be. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So, regardless of your age, race, sex, profession, whatever, Mamba mentality transfers into you being disciplined, being able to see, create, visualize your goal, and do everything possible to achieve it.
You could tell she was a basketball coach.
It's not, but it's not about basketball. It's about life. You feel what I'm saying? You go
Right.
play sports?
I did basketball, football, and track.
Can I ask you, being on an organized team is different than playing recreational basketball or pickup games, correct?
It is because it's not just about you. You have
Right.
to worry about the next person and how whatever
Exactly.
you do is going to affect them.
So this is what I'm trying to say. You see what you just said? It to me, in my brain, because of my 30 plus experience, that translates into job skills and career aspirations, whether you want to be an owner or a worker. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Uh-oh.
the specific thing that he just said it.
I heard him.
You know what I mean? The things that you just said that defines what it means to pursue your interests, your goals. It's either when, and look, I'm not going to speak on everybody, but this is my mentality. It's either you're going to
That's your
work,
Mamba mentality.
not just Mamba. I'm just going to say,
I'm just messing with you.
it's either in your mind, I'm going to work for someone and be the best worker I can be. Or I'm going to be the best leader, entrepreneur, and the best independent thinker and owner I could be.
You could work for someone and still be a leader, though.
Okay. And guess what? I love that because that creates dialogue. Because when I said that, somebody that I respected said, not everybody aspires to be an entrepreneur.
No,
and you know what?
Don't.
I agree. But you expect to contribute. Am I screaming?
A little bit.
Oh,
but it's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But you expect
It's just my
to
ears.
contribute your time and your energy towards something that's going to create a life worth living for yourself and your family. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
So shouldn't you be attentive to what you agree to be employed with? You feel what I'm saying? Shouldn't you gotta say in what you want to do to get money and be employed?
Yes.
And if that's so, the reason why I'm so grateful that you are a guest and our first guest of our revamp is A, because your name is Jakobie. What is in your name?
Oh Lord, Kobe
I'm
Bryant.
gonna go ahead and
she
sell it.
loved Kobe Bryant. So Lord.
Right.
Sean, Mastermind, Rondo,
Oh
Old Man
Lord.
Barker. I am forever a faithful Kobe fan. Your name is Jakobie. You are a leader. You are an innovator in your community.
This would be a good time to plug your QR code.
Yeah. If you're interested, we already showed you the book. This is the QR code. If you want to grab yourself a copy and learn more about the war within, go ahead, Mr. Jakobie. I'll let you plug.
I will say this: the war within him talks about what men go through, but a lot of women sometimes they don't feel seen. And right now, I'm getting ready to publish the war within her.
Ooh.
So be on the lookout for that. But this right here, I won't toot my own horn, but dude, there's chapters that I cried writing. It took so long to write, so I know you're gonna cry when you read it.
Mm.
And see,
do you have a consultant, like a woman consultant for the war within her? Because it is a her.
Right. I consult too with my grandmother, my mom, and a lot of the marriage that I was in. I looked at a lot of stuff that was going on. Just being there is not enough. I noticed that it's not enough. People, not only women, but people in general, want to know that somebody sees them. It's not enough to tell them to just get over it. You can't get over it. Nobody. It's not that easy because you don't know what it costs to get over what you're going through.
You know what's crazy? My new position, aside from my passion to be a coach and a community activist, my new position has taught me how to deal with my own emotions, emotional intelligence, like you mentioned earlier. I'm in a it's called eye care prevention specialist. And what I'm learning about is how to understand your emotions and deal with them in your professional capacity. You understand what I'm saying? See how you're a parent, you're an author, you're a community activist, you're a leader. You do a lot. You have multiple roles, right?
Okay.
So what eye care has done for me is help me to identify my emotions, to learn how to create a balance between those different roles of my responsibility. And so I'm thinking by you, first of all, sharing what it was that helped you to go on this path as an author of something so vulnerable. You feel what I'm saying? Your book, it exposes a vulnerability of the male perspective, right? And so,
which is necessary.
And so, what I would like to do,
very necessary,
by you being on this platform, what I would like to do is to create workshops to give the male, especially the Black male, an outlet to discuss and share their perspective as far as what is the content within your book, what's the content within their lives. We can create different discussion groups that could be a therapeutic outlet for the Black male. You feel what I'm saying?
You know what we didn't think about? Like letting him read chapter.
a chapter. But you
We
know
didn't
what
even
I
think
like?
about that, and we're not gonna put you on the spot because we didn't ask you to do that. But why didn't we think about that?
Can I answer that? You know why we didn't?
Why?
Because it's gonna be a follow-up guest, and we're
Okay.
gonna break down a specific chapter
Okay.
based on the response from our viewers. Because right now we might have, you know, a little people in our room that's live with us right now, Jakobie. But I guarantee you, they're gonna be people who will be watching and learning from your example. And so I'm asking, like, what is something that you want to share before you wait. Let's take a pause back. Let's go to videos. There's a next video.
I'm not ready for that.
Why?
You're gonna have to.
Can I show it from my screen?
You're gonna have to ask him a question and put us on mute.
And then
help me find the video.
I got you.
Because something's going on over here.
Okay,
My admin ain't adminning. So before you ask him the question though, like give him a break, okay?
Okay.
You got a Mastermind was a wrestler.
I saw exactly. Thank you. I wanted to tackle that question. Mastermind and Jakobie, as an athlete, you can chime in when you feel, and I'll yield. But one of our faithful, comrades chatted about not really being a basketball enthusiast or not being a basketball fan. Now, Mamba Mania may be deceptive because Mamba comes from Kobe, and he's a what? A basketball player, right? But
you were a track star.
Yes, I was, but that's not the point. My point is this.
Yes, I was, but that's not the point.
Yeah, the point is this. Kobe's mentality, the Mamba mentality, did it only affect basketball players?
Not at all. So, every aspect of life.
You know exactly what Mamba mentality means, right? And you've experienced, you saw, because you were in the age range where you saw Kobe and what he produced. This is how it translated for me. I was a Shaq fan, right? I love Shaq. He was dominant. He played on the same team with Kobe. Kobe went through a crisis where he had a lawsuit against him for sexual assault. You remember that?
Yeah.
So at that point, I was like, man, forget Kobe. I was never a number one Kobe fan. And I was like, man, forget Kobe. It wasn't until I worked with this young man at the Boys and Girls Club who was one of the most, dedicated Kobe fans that I could find. He told me, you know what, Mitchell? You need to watch his work ethics. His work ethics.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I start paying attention to that and not my opinion about his attitude and what he this and that, I started seeing a different perspective of him. And so he surpassed Michael Jordan to me.
Right.
Funny in the chat. They funny in the chat.
They can do that. I feel you. But nobody's going to distort what I believe. You know what I'm saying?
No, they're talking about Shaq.
No.
They're not talking about Kobe.
I know, but I understand. I feel you laughing at the chat.
I'm just laughing at the
Let
chat.
me finish my point.
Okay, I'm sorry.
My point is, because of my own personal change of opinion from hating this dude to respecting his work ethic, I was able to see those details.
I'm sorry. Keep going. Keep going. I'm just laughing. The chat is hilarious. I'm laughing. Keep going. I'm sorry.
All I was
I didn't mean nothing by it.
it just separated what being a champion meant and what being the best version of yourself meant. It doesn't just translate through sports. His leadership, his example, his work ethic transcended sports. And so that's what Mamba Mania, is founded on. The best version of you. So
Should I
if you
play his
intend,
video? Oh, I pulled up a video of him about failure doesn't exist.
who, Kobe?
Yeah.
No,
You don't want to play it?
I was waiting for you to get ready to show the next video so we can get segmented.
Oh, okay. Well, I could do that. Look. I need some moo mentality. Shout out to Nahilo News.
Okay.
Why
okay.
they so hilarious?
I completely understand.
That's why I bust out laughing.
You couldn't stop laughing because I would be admitting for her show, and I would see that.
You would bust out laughing too.
I would. But who was that?
That was Cowboy Kitty.
Cowboy Kitty. How you gonna say something so funny in the midst of my important?
Yeah, you trying to be so serious.
All right. Hey, Jakobie, that's the beauty of podcasting because you also include your audience. Your audience is the people who keep you on. You feel me?
Right.
So I appreciate that, Cowboy Kitty. I need
love
some boo-boo.
Yes, and before
I was just asking Abby Dew to create the Mamba Mania Mouseketeers. As you can see her mouse ears.
Because she says
so
she's
we
like,
work with your.
why do you go places with these things on? I'm like, because I like it.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I don't care what anybody thinks of me. I like to wear them, so I wear them when I want to.
And the funny thing is, Kobe didn't care what people thought of him either.
Exactly. But look, Jakobie, your daughter, when I thought about her wearing those Mouseketeers, what grade is your daughter in?
Kindergarten.
So if we want to go and we want to do self-confidence, a workshop on, those important things about Mamba mentality, but targeted to those age groups, we could do that like that. So
yeah,
they'll be the Mamba Mania Mouseketeers or something like that. We can talk about collaborating in our community.
That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? Just to keep kids informed on what's important as far as community involvement.
Yep, I'm gonna jump in real quick and because I can't see. Read it for me, please. No, their name. I know their name, but I can't. My glasses. I can't see.
See that
you
name.
Can't see it either. Antediluvian atheist.
Atheist.
Were you about to say atheist?
I don't know what I was going to say. But I appreciate everybody chiming in.
Hi, honey. They're back, and they think my ear. Thank you.
Okay.
I think my shit be looking cute too. Yeah.
Swear jar.
She said language. Okay, so
the next video.
I'm gonna move on to the next video then.
Right. Kobe, I want your perspective when we come back on the other side of this next video.
Okay. Here we go.
I always think that there's two types of players who love to win and players who hate to lose. Which one are you?
I'm neither.
Meaning?
Meaning that, I play to figure things out. I play to learn something, right? Because I think if you play with a fear of failure, or you play with the will to win, or that supersedes the fear of failure, I think it's a weakness either way, right? Because if you play with the fear of failing, you'll have the pressure on yourself to play, to capitulate to that fear. If you play with the sense of I want to win, then you have the fear of what happens if you don't. But if you find common ground in the middle, in the center, then it doesn't matter. You're unfazed by either, right? And that enables you to really just stay in the moment, stay connected to it, and not feel anything other than what's in front of you. So, I try to just be dead center.
So a lot of people in general are afraid of failure. How did you become one of those people who doesn't seem to be afraid of failing?
It doesn't exist. It's not existent. What the hell does that mean? Seriously, what does failure mean? It's not, it doesn't exist. It's a figment of your imagination. What does it mean?
You're pulling a Jedi mind trick on me right now. I was like, does it exist?
No, I'm serious. I'm trying to think, like, how can I explain it? So let's use happy endings, right? And then we can relate this to failure, why it's not existent. Like, everybody talks about, like, everybody wants a happy ending, right? Now let's go to the reality of it, right? Let's look at a fairy tale story. Let's look at Snow White. Mm-hmm. She gets a happy ending. She finds Prince or whatever. She goes on. She lives happily ever after. Well, I call bullshit on that, because 2 months later, the fact is they had an argument and he's sleeping on the couch. Right? So the point is, the story continues. The story continues. So if you fail on Monday, the only way it's a failure on Monday is if you decide to not progress from that. Right? So to me, that's why failure is not existent. Because, if I fail today, okay, I'm going to learn something from that failure, and I'm going to try again on Tuesday. And I fail, and I'm going to try again on Wednesday. So it doesn't exist.
You know what? Should my ratings go in the tank? That's exactly what I'm going to say to the bosses. Hey, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, but you know what?
We should try it again on Thursday.
If your ratings go in the tank, and which they won't, but if they did, you had learned a valuable lesson. You had learned a bunch of ways of how not to make a show that sucks. So then the next one will be better than the last one, right?
So are you telling me then, let's just say all the career statistics that you've compiled, they all still exist, still play for the Lakers, still, and all of that still happens. If you finished your career without a championship, you would not have looked at that as a failure?
No, I would have looked at it as being extremely disappointed, because I had a dream and I had goals that I wanted to accomplish, right? And if I don't accomplish those goals, I have to ask myself why, right? So from my position, the reason why I would not have accomplished those things is poor leadership, failure to communicate properly with my teammates to put them in positions to be successful, lack of preparation. All those things would be reasons why I don't win, right? So now, if that was the case, in my career, I have to sit and I have to analyze that. And then as I move and I evolve, post basketball into business or whatever, those same weaknesses are going to reveal themselves there, right? So if I don't learn from that, I'm going to struggle here too, right? So I can take those situations and learn from those and have them, make me a better person later in life. But if I don't take that stuff and apply that someplace else, then that's failing, which to me is the worst possible thing you could ever have, is to stop and to not learn.
So Kobe.
You're on mute.
I know, but he could hear me.
Okay. Okay.
I can hear you now.
Okay, I was just asking. That was a new video, but it still communicates the Mamba Mania perspective, right? Mm-hmm. So, is there anything that was talked about in that video that helps you to go through those adversities, to persevere, to continue to move towards your dream?
Yeah. Living in the present, not living in the unknown, the future. I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. I don't know if I'm going to fail or succeed. But as long as I'm able to wake up the next day and still see a smile on my daughter's face, that's all that matters. I know the day before I did what needed to be done. And
100.
And your example is, the tools and the fuel your daughter needs to pursue hers. That's what I love. I love the fact that we don't have to reinvent a wheel when we have people who've already succeeded in those avenues or pathways that we dream of becoming, right?
Right.
So
It feels good to accomplish something, to let her know that it might take long, but as long as you stick with it, you can get it done. And I will say, she saw the book and she wants to publish her own book. So that's what we're working on, a children's book for her.
Oh, that. So we always, every time we go into classrooms and talk to children, we say, what's the thing we say, T? Let me see if you know.
If they can see
Me,
you,
no. If you can see
if you're the
me,
person.
if you can see me, you can be me. So
Right.
so the fact that you're an author, you can talk to children who want to write, and like if they see you and see an author in their face, someone
Mhm.
who's done it already, it inspires them that they could actually do it too.
Right. Because I felt at one point, I felt like I couldn't do this. Why
Mhm.
me? Why am I doing this? I'm not good enough to do this. I'm from Abbeville. But
Mhm.
it's a lot of talent in Abbeville. There's
It
also
is.
a lot of talent in the graveyard. We don't want that to continue to grow. I don't want the
Right.
talent to grow in the graveyard. We need to get it out.
And so that's my challenge to you. And what we're gonna do to wrap up is invite you to not only do workshops and speaking engagements on your book, but also as a community leader to encourage, young people to inspire to their dreams, to connect to role models, to connect to inspiration, to help them, in their pursuit to fulfilling their dreams. I
Right.
don't I don't want people to say, "Oh, I want to become, an architect, or I want to become a nurse or a fireman," and have never had the or an author, and have never had the opportunity to meet someone within that career field.
Right.
So,
It's our job to connect them.
right.
Do you want
And
to do the etymology?
okay, so when we talked about a few moments ago, we talked about the importance of vocabulary and words in your career field, correct? And we
Hmm.
talked about etymology. So I want to give
No, we didn't talk about that with him.
no, not with him. I'm talking about the
So
audience.
I want to ask the audience. I want to ask them what two words mean, and I want to see how many different definitions we get. So, and don't look it up. Tell me what you think this word means. How do you define the word patient?
Patience.
Patient.
Somehow it's cutting off when you say patience.
Okay.
Hmm.
Patience.
Jacoby,
Come on in the comments.
I want you to think
How do you
about it. Don't You
define
don't
the
gotta
word
share it right
patience?
now, but I want you to think about if you had to define the word patience, how would you define it?
Mm. Old man Barker said, I don't have no idea.
Somebody said no idea.
Old man Barker.
Mastermind said we need more role models other than
No,
TikTok
that was
influencers.
that was
Oh, I'm just saying. I was just looking through the email.
yeah, that was before.
My bad.
Yeah, it's okay. Uh, why do you just say victims of healthcare? Since that does require pay. You know what? That might be the
It does require patience, but we're
You
not
know
talking
what?
about patience.
But actually, He got something right there.
Well, let's go ahead and dive deep. Let's dive deep.
Actually, it's kind of the definition of the word.
So, Jakobie, you have an idea in your mind what the word patience means.
The only word that keeps coming to the forefront when I think of patience is empathy.
Empathy. Okay.
Yeah, we have to
Okay.
understand that they're going through something, and if it's not happening as fast as we want it to, we have to be patient, but we have to show empathy in
Right.
their
That's
journey.
me. That's what I'm thinking.
Killia Egregore said, putting up with shit while not losing your shit. I love that. Okay. Okay. Let's put up the definition, because what I defined it was like being calm in a situation that was, tumultuous or something like that.
Right. Something stressful.
It's a
Being
stressful
calm.
situation. Okay.
Being calm in a stressful situation.
Yes. Okay.
But let's look at the definition.
It says the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset.
All right. So we along the same thinking of what patience means. But the etymology of the word patience is a little different.
I mean, we all said something kind of different. Like,
we did.
Let's look at do we even know what words mean?
We're gonna look at the etymology.
Yes, yes, Mastermind Hour. Empathy is an excellent word, and let me tell you why. Because sympathy starts with an S, right? Like, sympathy is the ability to be sorry. Sorry starts with an S, but empathy is the ability to understand someone else's perspective or what someone else went through, something you never had to go through yourself.
But you can
empathize with them.
You can understand.
Yes, I love sympathy and empathy. I love them words.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing those up.
Etymology of patience. You have that?
No, the other one was complicit.
Oh.
We done with patience?
Mm-hmm.
Well, can I go back? Can I go back to I just gotta put this up again because that was funny as hell. But also, I wanted to put up masterminds because patients, victims of our healthcare system, and when you actually look at the word patience, is really kind of funny. Because patients are suffering. And they have to have the patience to deal with the healthcare system. So double entendre there. All right. Should I do the last one or are we done?
No. So Jakobie.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up for today's episode of BlackLIFE Revamp, is there anything that you would like to share with our audience of what's to come? What's on the horizons from you, and how they can connect to what's currently available?
The only thing I have that's in the works is The War Within Her. That is about to be published, but the third part of the trilogy, I'm working on that right now, The War Within Us. So a lot of what we're talking about right now is there's going to be little bitty pieces of it already in the book. So it's really, it's profound that we talking about that, because it's not only going to be in these books, these are conversations that happen throughout the day, every day. So that's really all I'm working on. Trying to get the word out to let people know it's okay to talk to somebody about what you're going through. Um, Man, as far as reaching me, that's not something that I sat down with to put in place because I didn't expect this book to get me to this point.
Right.
So the best place to reach me is on Facebook.
Okay. So this is what I would like to do. I know me and you talked about doing some small presentations with high school students.
Hmm.
I want to continue to do that, but I also want to remind you this is the end of the year. Students are leap testing
Right.
in Louisiana and other states. But if we have anyone interested in doing a Zoom or workshop on the content of your book, they can also reach us or reach you by what?
This QR code right here.
Awesome.
That QR code is to order the book. But as far as reaching out to me, I'm very responsive on Facebook, so um, that's really the best place. I would say my phone, but anytime my daughter's off of school, my phone does not belong to me; it belongs to her.
I got you.
So
So your
Facebook is the best
Facebook
place.
is Jakobie Huntsberry, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I'm asking you so I could just put it at the bottom real quick.
And Jacoby,
Uh-huh.
I am also, when we reconnected, it was through Mama May.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really working on expanding Mamba Mania, but I would also love to create, you know, former athletes who are now pursuing career aspirations to become professionals, entrepreneurs, community leaders. So when I create an event for Mama Mania, are you open to become a speaker or a vendor contributor to share your book, your knowledge, your experience, and so forth?
Absolutely. This is my first time speaking out in front of uh I don't know how many people,
Right?
but we got to start somewhere.
Exactly.
And thank you for opening the door for me to actually have my voice heard because they won't know I'm trying to help them if they don't
Yeah.
recognize my voice.
If they don't see you, they can't be you. You feel
Right.
me? So what we're gonna do, I just want you to know how it goes from here. This is gonna be recorded so you can upload, share, with anyone you want to share it with. You know what I mean? And we can schedule a follow up with you after people have gotten the opportunity to learn more about who you are, what you offer, what you want to do, and we can continue to grow from there. That's my goal. My goal is to continue to create an opportunity for young community leaders like you who, and I know you just admitted this. You didn't even realize you was a community leader.
Right.
You are. And so I want to create an opportunity. If you know anybody else that has any information that can help our community grow, piece by piece, person by person, we're gonna create a platform to share, talk, and you see how we got, our chat room where if people want to chime in, discuss what we're talking about, add some extra elements to our discussion, offer to be a guest, we open to that. Well, this is Black Life, and we want to know how can we establish and expand our community, right?
Yeah. Sounds good. I do want to say one thing. Um, when the book got published, all I kept thinking about was like, wow, there's the word author in front of my name. I've always been seeing Jakobie
Aw,
Huntsberry, but now I see author.
so
That's
sweet.
one thing. But to see my name scrolling across the bottom of this screen, that is amazing.
Right.
That's so sweet.
And it's only a start, right? So
Right.
let's continue to network and build on the next young authors who will follow in your footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Mr. Jakobie Huntsberry.
Thank
This
you.
is Black Life signing out.
I wasn't ready for that. I'm the
Oh.
admin. Wait.
Oh, my bad.
Wait a minute.
My bad.
We signing out?
Oh, I
Hold
know what we
on.
have to add in.
Yeah.
Next week,
A
we
couple
have
of
a
stuff.
special guest who might have been a little shy in the chats, but next week, because of Mr. Jakobie Huntsberry's confidence and his encouraging courage to be the first frontier, and you know I love the name Coach Jakobie. You know I love that. So what we're gonna do is invite this platform to everybody in our community. And Jakobie, if you want to return with a guest as a guest with someone else that you want to create a platform for, please feel free to contact us. Reach out, because this is going to be an avenue that we share information that will help our community grow. Feel what I'm saying?
Sounds good.
So I'm gonna sign out in the beginning with me and Nahilo No String. It's just easier to do it that way. We will be here on Thursday at 5 p.m. Central. I'm so glad Black Life is back, and I'm so glad that we could have you as a guest, Mr. Huntsberry, because it was such a pleasure to meet you and your daughter. And I just knew you would shine a light if you came on the show. So thank you so much for being here.
And
Wow.
before we end, I just want to thank Miss Abby Dew for the platform to give us this opportunity to share this information that's going to help our community to grow, right?
And to our friends and family and comrades, we love you. We'll see you on Thursday, okay?
Thank you.